Hello Libra, thank you very much for tuning in to your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Already shuffled. New relationship first, single second, oracle cards come out as needed. It's not so bad. Your partner does have the Ten of Swords, is what I was saying that too, but it's in their challenge position, which I feel like that's something they could avoid. You might have to help them through that, though. Standards on your partner's side. All right. This is what I'm going to pull first, because I'm seeing this really strongly. This is their challenge card. And I'm noticing it's really hard for me to pick it up, which is probably, there's a reason for that. They got the card of purity with the Ten of Swords. And I feel like they're getting a little bit too particular about how things need to work out. It's almost like things have to be all very precise, just so. It's got, this has to do that, this person has to do this has to go that way, that has to go this way. It's almost like having a very strict schedule, and it's kind of like they need to back off with the strictness. It's feeling, the purity is making me feel like it's too strict. It's kind of like this has to work out perfectly, and if everything goes as clockwork, it'll be a perfect day, a perfect moment, a perfect situation. But for that to happen, this has to go like this person has to do that, this has to do that way, and they want things to work out a certain way. But I'm getting like, if they're very stringent on that, like it has to be exactly like they want it. Like that's the purity here. Like no outside influences. You know, it's almost like everything's going to be a blue tone. No reds, no purples, no greens, just blue tone. Like if they're very strict like that, it's going to be too much. And that's where they're going to have that Ten of Swords problem. You might have to show them that that's not going to work out here. And I'm getting the Hermit on your side, because I feel like the first thing for you to do is to figure out that's what they're doing. That they're becoming very stringent. Stringent, strict, what word am I trying to get? Very staunch, maybe? It's got to be this way. It's got to be this way. That's how I'm feeling with that purity card. Like it's got to be this way. It's got to be just so. And the Hermit card is for you to first realize that's what they're doing. You might have to be a little bit more on the investigative side, like realizing what they're dealing with and where they're coming up with frustrations, like realizing why those frustrations are popping up. It's not so much like this person isn't going to be there on time. It's more about why is it so important that person's there on time? Can't somebody else be there? Nope, it has to be this person. Why does it have to be that person? Because that's the way I planned it. I planned it for that person. You might have to figure it out first that that's what they're doing, that they're being very stringent, they're being very strict about how they want it to be done. Once you realize, because with them with the Queen of Swords energy, they're the ones communicating, you have to absorb it and figure it out first. Once you see that happening, you have a challenge card now. You have the challenge card of the Ace of Swords with the Path card. You have to encourage them to make the path. Your challenge card is not to try to direct it for them. That's your challenge card with the Ace of Swords, because I feel like you can see where this should go, how this should balance out, how this should go better. Your challenge card is to not balance it for them, but to point out, like, maybe you're being a little too strict with this. Maybe you're pushing this a little too much. Just to point it out and to encourage them to maybe take a different path, a different route with this. Ultimately, I do see them as the ones making the choice of where things are going to go. They got the Three of Wands. They're going to move it forward. They're going to take that choice. And I feel like you over here with the Temperance card is kind of like helping them go a better way, highlighting where they can relax a little bit. The Temperance is like you have to be very patient with them, realizing that they're the ones choosing to go forward, and you trying to coax them or coach them even to be a little bit more relaxed, be a little bit more fluid with the situation. I feel like that would make a big difference here. Now, you also might want to highlight that, you know, you're the one that loves them. And they love you too. Like, when these two cards come together in this situation, I feel like there's a very strong love connection here. We're on the same side. Let's remember that. And you might have to remind them that. Like, hey, partner, I love you, you love me. We're on the same side. I'm not saying these things to be on your tail about it. I'm saying this because this can go better, and this is how this can go better. I want better for you. You might just have to kind of play that up a little bit. Like, remember, I love you. That's why I'm saying this. If I didn't love you, I would not say anything and just let you run right into that wall. But I love you enough to not want you to run into that wall, because not for nothing, I don't want to see you get hurt. But two, if you do get hurt, I'm the one taking care of you. So don't run into that wall. Because one, I don't want you to get hurt. And two, I don't feel good taking care of you when you could have just avoided the whole problem to begin with. This is interesting too. Your spiritual card and their spiritual card. Yours is the Two of Pentacles. Theirs is the Seven of Swords. You can point out the choices, but they're on their own once they make it. That's the Seven of Swords. You point out the choices, but once they do, they go on their own. They're on their own. Like, they're not going to have that connection for you to really help them after they've made it. Your point is to just help them see the choices and point out why you think they should make certain choices. Once they make it, that's their business. If they're going to have repercussions, that's on them. I do feel like they should be listening to you, not for nothing. Not in the sense of I feel like they probably will listen to you. I think I should say it that way. Because you got the World card on your side with the Pleasure. I feel like, again, once they make their choice, that's their ball. They're going to have to deal with it. The World card is telling me, let it go. Literally, once they make their choice, just let it go. That's their ball. That's their deal. Pleasure is here saying, as long as you told them, as long as you pointed out, as long as you tried to help them, you're like, you have choices. You don't have to make this difficult. You have choices. And you just pointed that out to them. You've done your part. And you can take solace in that with the Pleasure card saying, I did everything I could. It's up to them. More than likely, they will follow your direction. Because they do end up with the Success card here. That's the Six of Wands. If I can say it. There you go. I actually feel like this is hinging on them listening to you. If they listen to you, this shouldn't be a problem. They just got to listen to you. That's all. Because I feel like they will listen to you. They will understand what you're saying. They will take it to heart. And they'll be like, you know what? I want the success. I don't want... It's not so much on it has to be this way or that way. They just want the success, and you're showing them that it doesn't have to be that strict to get the success, and that's what they want. They want the success. All it takes is you pointing that out. They should back off. Things should get a lot easier. More than likely, they are going to listen to you, so it's important that your voice is heard. And that's where this is ending. All right, I'm going to let that be there. Let's go into Libra singles. What do we have for single Libras? Messages for single Libras. What do we have for single Libras? What's going on for single Libras? Messages for single Libras. Okay. Single Libras. That's a good card. Is this last card a good card? Yes. Single Libras. Why do I think you're going to choose to move on? I feel like there's an option. There's an opportunity here for you. I think you might move on from it, though. Okay. I think you might be smart to do so, though. Not for nothing. The past here is the Page of Wands. And when I'm feeling the Page of Wands in your past, I feel like there's a certain type of person you seem to gravitate towards. And for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is a problem person. Like they're involved in problems or they are causing problems. One of the two. Either they're constantly around people who are causing a lot of upset and discord, or they're actually the person causing the upset discord. One of the two. You seem to be, if this is going to hit with you, that seems to be, you end up in situations with these people. Now, it's like, this is like something that seems to be an issue. Like, I'm getting the Six of Cups with the unexpected. It's almost like this is constantly something that's popping up in your life. You just end up with these people who are either causing problems or constantly involved with problems, and you're constantly helping them try to find ways to get out of them or stop causing them. One of the two. And it seems to be a constant, like, initially you don't see it, but once you realize that, you try to help them. It's a certain type of person, I feel like, keeps coming up in your life. Now, I'm also getting, when this happens, you feel like it's your duty almost to help them see ways out of this. I don't really want to say you're getting involved or trying to fix it for them, but you try to give them direction. Like, you know, this situation, don't handle it that way, then it won't be a problem. Or this situation, you know, you caused that situation, and this is how you caused that situation. Don't do this and that, and then that situation won't even exist. And I feel like you point this stuff out, and you try to help people like that, but these people keep popping up. And I feel like you're looking at this in the hermit sense, like, you know this, and you're on guard for it. You're on guard for it. So when this next person comes in, which should be fairly soon for those of you that this hits with, you've got the Eight of Pentacles with the King of Cups. Somebody's coming towards you, and they're like, hey, you know, I'm all about you. I think you're great. And you're like, I like that. That feels nice. That's a nice moment. But you're also kind of like, I'm going to go into this slow because I keep finding these people, and I want to call them wingdings because I feel like they're just the people who have problems, and they're just like, their problems bleed off onto other people. And you're just kind of like, I don't want one of those. I don't want one of these people that's just a big mess. That just like when they enter my life, they make my life a mess. I don't want that. But you're seeing there's a lot of possibilities with this person, and right off the bat, I feel like this is true to form. They seem fine. They seem fine to start with. Everything seems okay. They're showing you a lot of love. They're all about you. They're very into you. You like that. That's nice. But the Seven of Cups here with the Temperance is telling me, well, let's see how this goes. Let's see what else is going on in this person's life. Just because they're attractive and they like me is not going to be good enough. Because if their life is a complete disarray, you can flat out forget it. You keep going forward with this person. And I feel like they're keeping it to themselves a little bit. That's the unexpected here. Because I feel like you're not seeing the problems they have right off the bat. And it feels like things start to go pretty good. But after a while, the Ace of Swords shows up. Which I feel like this is almost like a confession moment. They tell you what's going on in their lives. They tell you what they have to deal with. And I see you, again, with the Eight of Swords popping in your thoughts, kind of like, whatever they're dealing with, it's not minimal. It's a lot. For some of you, it's like a jealous ex they have to deal with, or some type of ex-person that they have kids with, or something like that, or they own property with an ex, or there's something like that. And I feel like you're going, oh boy. Oh, geez. You're not initially having a bad reaction, but you're like, it's weighing on you. Like, I feel like this is something where you're going to walk away from this. And I feel like this is smart. You do have the Fear card with the Two of Wands. That's the Two of Wands, right? Yeah. So you're actively choosing to walk away from this. I do feel like you're going to walk away from this. But the Two of Wands is kind of like looking into the future, kind of like, where is this going? It's not the active movement usually. It's kind of like seeing where things are going, like having that glimpse into the future in a sense. And you're kind of like, due to history and what other things you've been a part of, you're kind of like, you're not seeing very many options where it goes well. Let's put it that way. And you're questioning, like, how bad will it actually get? And do I really want to be a part of this? I feel like you're opting out. And I feel like that's the smart thing to do here. The passion is there. This person does like you. And there's a lot. They're very attractive is what I'm also getting. But you're kind of like, you know what? I know how this is going to throw my life all over the place again, and I don't need that again. Because what happens is I go into these situations, I try to help people, and for one reason or another, sooner or later, it ends anyway. And I spent all this time and I had all this stress for what? And you're just kind of like, you know what? I'm at a point where I can walk away. I think I'm going to. I feel like that's the smart decision. I know it's the fear card that's dictating that, but it's kind of like, for everything I see, I know there's a lot more I don't. And I don't think this is right for me to get involved with this right now. I feel like you're opting out. I feel like that's the smart decision. Anything else here? All right. I think that's what we have. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.